Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adam. If you love luxury fashion, then you're definitely going to love my channel. So make sure you like, subscribe, and check out my Instagram below for all of the latest updates. And today, let's get right into it. In today's video, I am going to be doing, if I were a bag, what handbag would I be? And I've been wanting to do this video for a very long time, pretty much since I've started my channel 3 years ago. However, I just never really made my way to it. Now, I'm sure other people may have created this video in the past. When it comes to me and my YouTube, I actually don't really watch other people's videos all too much. Unless like you are an actual like YouTube friend, I never actually like go in the search bar or type anything in, and I don't really like click on luxury fashion videos anymore. I used to when I didn't have this big collection that I do now. However, back when I didn't have luxury fashion, I was definitely a lot more invested into like the luxury fashion videos. Now that I have so much, it's just become normalized. So I only look anything up if it's like a specific handbag that I want to buy and that they don't have in the store near me, so I can kind of see like what it looks like on the inside and everything. But in this video, let's talk about what handbag would I exactly be. When it comes to this video, there are two things you have to understand. One, you probably have to watch my sad truth video because this goes about like my kind of like entire life story when I first went to California, landed in Calabasas, and how I really like faked it until I made it, and I really did make it, and I am so excited about that. So everything you see on my channel is 100% real. I will never like show like fakes or knockoffs or anything like that unless I'm specifically like cutting it up in a video, because I did get like fake Pradas from my thrift store specifically to cut them up for the hardware. I do have that video, will be linked right above and in the description below. However, my sad truth video really does like put everything into perspective. I did come from a middle class family. A designer bag was just like never like an option. I remember when Chanel Maxi flaps were only $3,000, and for me, if I were a bag, I would 100% be the Chanel Maxi flap, because this is just like the most classic and iconic bag in all of the world to me. Growing up, it was never about the Birkin, it was always about Chanel. This bag was like the holy grail of all handbags, and honestly to me, it still kind of is. I know like the Birkin is technically the holy grail, but to me personally, it will always be Chanel, and you can always tell if somebody is more like an Hermes person or a Chanel person. Because like here you have like Paris Hilton, every single bag she has is Chanel. She hardly has any Hermes.
My first Chanel was when I was 5 years old. I got a Chanel bag for Christmas, and then I got my first Chanel suit, baby pink. It actually looked like this when I was 13. So I'm wearing Chanel my whole life.
And has said on her shows that she is more of like a Chanel girl, and then it's actually kind of more of like the older crowd as well. Like people like from the 90s are more Chanel than Hermes, and people from the 2000s are definitely more Hermes, because people like Kris Jenner, everything is Chanel from them, because again, it was all about Chanel.
Giving you this as your present for Friday.
What was Friday? I feel like I'm over it.
You don't like it? Okay, never
What
mind.
was Friday?
No, I'm just saying it's like your Friday gift.
So when I first moved to Calabasas, I was 20 years old. I only had $30 and a suitcase to my name, but I was dedicated to make it. And what do they always say? Fake it till you make it. So I was around a very specific crowd, and I had to blend in. And I've always wanted luxury fashion, but I never wanted to shop like Walmart or JCPenney just because it never really represented me. But luxury fashion did. And I felt like it would be better to carry a fake than not a fake and just carry some like random unbranded bag, because that doesn't represent me. So I'd rather have a fake Chanel than not have one at all. So when it comes to me, I am 1000% a classic Chanel Maxi flap. Now, when it comes to the color of it, I'm not exactly sure what the color would be. I kind of think it would be all like the black caviar. Definitely the caviar because it's more durable. But I think it would be the black caviar in silver hardware, because I am more of a silver person. But then again, gold is just so classic and iconic, and it's just like the ideal Chanel Maxi flap. So I'm not really too sure, but I do know that I would be the style of bag. And speaking of the bag, I do have my one and only replica of the Chanel Maxi flap, which I have never shown on my channel. And I also don't like showing stuff like this because I don't want it to kind of like discredit anything else, because I've worked so hard to get everything that I have. And like I said, fake it till you make it, I finally made it. So I do not want to go backwards, and I am a little bit worried about showing this on camera because again, I've worked so hard for this, I don't want to go back in time. But this bag, even just looking at it to today, it is everything to me. So here is my all-time favorite bag and honestly most used bag of all time. Now, the story is once upon a time, I actually did have one real one of this, but I returned it right away because something came up and I had to do something serious and very adult that is very personal. But I did buy it, but then I returned it right away because I had this replica one. So I was just like, alright, fine, I'll just get it in the future. But then the prices just kept going up and up and up and up, and it made me so sad. And then it was like, damn, by the time that, like, I could have gotten 4 of these for $10,000, but now $10,000 is the price of one. But the reason why this bag is the best bag and why I would be this bag is because, one, the chains. So the chains, I love when they go up and down like this because it's so perfect. So, you can make it crossbody. You can make it crossbody like that, or go ahead and pull up the chain. Now, I've worn this so much, so the chains are kind of actually breaking, but it does have the giant back pocket, which is legendary, perfect for your phone. It does have the most easiest opening ever, the CC. You just go ahead, pop it open, and then wha-bam. Now, the reason why this is just the perfect bag is because how this functions, and, the real ones are exactly the same. So right here, you have where Coco Chanel kept her love letters from her affair, and the pocket doesn't go down. So, like, a straight guy would, like, open this and be like, why isn't this, like, working? It's just for decoration. Because the secret is, it actually goes up into the corner right here. So the corner is where she would actually hide everything. So it was just so genius and iconic. And then you do have this pocket here, which is just honestly beautiful, perfect. You have the flap, you go ahead, open it, you have this right here, and then you have just same inside, like 2 pockets, and then like your lipstick holder. Now, of course, the detailing inside is definitely a huge tell. When I was 20, I didn't know at the time that this is supposed to be a much lighter gray, but in all honesty, I walked around Calabasas and not one person really knew. Like, I kept getting so many, like, compliments and like, oh my god, that color is so hard to find. And I really blended in, so honestly, nobody knew. And that was pretty crazy to me. But because of just, like, how this bag functions, I want it so bad still, and I love it. Now, the reason why I haven't bought in this one is because it is $10,000. So by the time that I was truly able to really start collecting luxury fashion for real, and the time that I finally made it was mainly like my Versace time. So I bought like everything Versace and Prada, and everything was really meant to be. There were a lot of Fendi bags back then that I really wanted to buy that I never did buy, and I'm happy that I didn't because I would have returned them. So everything did happen at the right time, at the right reason. All of the bags I'm supposed to have, I do have. And this one, I do still want to get. Now, again, I do have a real Chanel. Like this one right here. This one is 1,000% real. Definitely, because this one was $6,700. And I do have an unboxing of it. And this one is just like, whew, this is my favorite though. When it comes to this one, I really wanted black though, but they didn't have black, so I did just settle for pink because I was like, the pink's cute. I don't have a pink Chanel, and it's perfect. But this one's so cute. I do have some organizers in it, and this one did scare me though because this is lambskin, so this is so fragile. And I dropped it in the car when I did like my braking, and I found out that there was like a bunch of stuff piled on top. This part was like all the way down and just like horribly like bent and creased, but all I did was have to buff out the lambskin and bam, it was perfect. So this one I love. I have thought about selling this because if I did sell this, I could get $6,000 to $9,000 for this, depending on like who was to buy it. In store, this is $7,000 or maybe $8,000 now, but on the retail markets, I do see it for $9,000, the specific color. And I know this specific color, like the light beige that looks pinkish, is really hard to get. So I do think that I kind of might end up getting rid of this one day. But then again, like, this was my first Chanel, and this was so, like, special to me to have this experience. I don't think I could ever really get rid of my Chanel because, your first real authentic Chanel bag is like, it's so great. But so when it comes to having this one, I will 100% get it eventually one day when the time is right. There's honestly so many Chanel bags that I do want. However, I do not use this anymore, but this does hide in the top corner of my handbag shelf to really tell me, like, this is like who you were, and this is where you came from, and this is everything that happened. And honestly, just imagine myself in 10 years, how much more I'm going to have. I'm honestly going to have a collection of Birkins in 10 years, so I'm so excited about it. And I'll honestly probably have every single Chanel bag that I do want on the planet. So I know there'll be a lot of Chanel coming for me. And like I said, I thought about selling one of these for Chanel. I could technically sell like 2 bags and then afford the Chanel. But I don't want to because all these bags hold such good meaning to me. Even like the Prada blue one over here, I never use. I could not picture my display without it. I'd be sad. I feel like I'm missing a bag if I sold my blue Prada one that I've only used like twice in all honesty. But it's like an art piece in a collection. So when it comes to this video, this is exactly what I would be. I would be the Chanel Maxi flap because the Maxi is just like the perfect size, better than the Jumbo. The Jumbo would be like cut off like right here, and I love it. But you know, one day I will get it. Everything happens for a reason, and it'll come. Now again, with this, I am concerned about showing this on camera just because I don't want to be associated with, you know, like the past of the fakes. However, I will say that with this, I am happy to kind of learn like the quality of what the style of bag would bring, because over time, it seems like the chains, like the leather will actually like break, and I'm not sure if it will happen with real leather or not. Like the lamb, I could see it happening with the lambskin. I'm not sure about the caviar, but like 3 years of like hard duty use, I think like the chain might have issues and like the leather might actually like rip. Like right here, I don't know if you can see, but it's actually like coming out and it's about to rip and like fall apart. And then right here, it's actually starting to rip as well. So like right here will have to be like sewed together, like the stitching of it right there. So good to know about that fact. There's like a hole right here as well. But again, using this like really hard duty for so long, not being careful with it, throwing it around, like throwing it on the bed in the car. So, you know, it lasted really good, but I am very interested to see how the real one would be. Now, I think I kind of forgot to mention that part of the reason why I am this bag is because it's just so classic and iconic. It's just like, it's just so great. And I feel like that's very much me as well. So I would totally be that one. So again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Comment down below how you feel about Chanel, and pray that I will get the perfect Chanel for me one day. And I love it. Comment down below how you feel about Chanel, and definitely about their price increases because it makes it so hard to buy Chanel. I mean, it's the same price as a Birkin, and it's like if you're gonna get one or the other, technically the Birkin is a little bit better of quality, and you could sell it for double the price. So it's like, oof, do I buy the Chanel or do I just buy the Birkin? And that's actually a problem I'm struggling with because I can actually get a Birkin pretty soon, and I'm on the wish list for it. I mean, the wait list. But the Hermes by me, they're really friendly. They really do like me, so my chances of getting one is as soon as it comes in, honestly. But again, Birkin or Chanel, I really don't know. So comment down below. Would you rather have a Birkin or a Chanel? And again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and have a great day. Au revoir.